Algeria's homegrown startup Yassir is seeking to conquer the world of ride-hailing and home delivery service. The startup has already made good despite the country's notoriously complex business climate. As a taxi and home delivery firm, Yassir has millions of users and is expanding across Africa.
Le premier objectif, c'est d'habiliter
The first objective is to enable local technical talent because generally this talent does not have many opportunities in the region where we are operating. So most of the time they head abroad, especially to Europe, to find other job opportunities. After earning a PhD at Stanford and spending most of his professional life in Silicon Valley, working at various companies, CEO Nuruddin Tayebi returned to Algeria to get involved in the country's nascent tech scene. The second goal leading off from there is to have what's called a local champion. So it's a success or a model of local success, if I can say so, to allow the creation of a certain dynamic and an ecosystem that could move forward. We're very ambitious. We would like to create the biggest tech company in Africa, which would be, I hope, one of the world's largest. Yassir generates revenues by taking a commission on the services that it offers. The startup provides on-demand services such as ride-hailing and last-minute delivery. When I came, we were only based in Algiers. But now we are also present in Béjaï, Oran, Constantine, Sétif, Tizi Ouzou, Blida, everywhere really. Since launching 4 years ago, Yassir has seen exponential growth. In November 2021, it raised a $30 million Series A round capital. Over 3 million people and 40,000 partners in all its markets now use the platform.
France is facing 2 weeks of what is said to be a bruising campaign over the country's future. Centrist incumbent Emmanuel Macron is in a runoff with the far-right Marine Le Pen for presidency. Although he came top in the first round, nothing is decided, Macron told his supporters. Over the next 2 weeks, let us spare no efforts because nothing is done. Let us be humble, determined. Let us convince everybody. On April 24th, we can make the choice of a new French and European era. On April 24th, we can make the choice of hope. We can make the choice for France and Europe together. Le Pen, who is known for her anti-immigration stance, has steadily gained support after campaigning hard on the cost of living crisis and inflation. I will ensure national independence to make France a country of peace. I will bring back France's sovereignty in all areas, which means the freedom of the French people to decide for themselves and defend their interests. I will control immigration and re-establish security for all. Veteran far-left agitator Jean-Luc Mélenchon finished narrowly behind Le Pen, and he now has the unlikely role of kingmaker. He immediately gave a speech in Paris, shouting 3 times, "Do not give a single vote to Marine Le Pen," to a huge cheers, but he didn't endorse Macron. What do they take the French people for? They are capable of knowing what to do. They are capable of deciding what is good for them, what is good for the country. We will never lose our trust in democracy. So you must not give a vote to Mrs. Le Pen. The vote confirmed the decline of traditional parties of government. The Socialists and Les Républicains fared badly. Last time Macron easily beat Le Pen in the second round, but this time Le Pen has the benefit of voters from the far-right TV pundit Eric Zemmour.
Guinea's ruling junta has given foreign companies until the end of May to submit proposals and a timetable for the construction of bauxite refineries. Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya on Saturday told industrialists to do this before the end of May and to ensure all raw materials used in the manufacturing process be produced locally. The junta head also warns that foreign companies that violate the refinery construction deadlines will be penalized. With an estimated 7.4 billion tons, Guinea has the world's largest reserves of bauxite, a mineral used in the manufacture of aluminium, which is essential for the automotive and food industries. It is also the second largest producer. China imports about half of its bauxite needs from Guinea. However, the benefits to Guinea from bauxite mining and other abundant natural resources such as iron, gold, and diamonds are notoriously disproportionate. Experts cite insufficient investment, lack of essential infrastructure such as roads, and rampant corruption as factors that have hindered growth. Hundreds of Operation Dudula members have marched through the streets of Durban, South Africa, demanding that the government take strong action to deal with high numbers of illegal immigrants. The protesters sang and chanted anti-immigrant slogans under the watchful eyes of the police. They then proceeded to Point Police Station, where they handed a memo with demands for government action on the issue of undocumented immigrants.
The issues are that people are coming to the country but they're not documented and the government is doing nothing about it. It's difficult to find them when they commit crime, and we just need our departments to actually enforce the laws that are there, because these laws are there but they are not being enforced.
The rise in anti-immigrant sentiment, once again in mostly low-income South African communities, also known as townships, has left immigrants and refugees fearing for their safety.
I don't understand why we should be called xenophobic, because all we are asking is that people need to be documented when they come to this country. It's done at other countries, but people are not called xenophobic. But why are we being called xenophobic when South Africans are doing it?
Operation Dudula is a splinter group from a faction in the Put South Africans First movement, an organization that first popularized and renewed anti-immigrant campaigns on social media before finding expression on the ground.
Over 1,000 Tunisians rallied in the capital Tunis on Sunday, calling for an end to what they describe as an ongoing power grab from their president Kais Saied. The protest was organized by the Islamic-inspired Ennahda party, which has dominated Tunisia's post-revolution politics and the recent dissolved parliament. It's a political crisis that is growing, taking root and weighing heavily on the Tunisian economy and finances, on the daily life of people. The situation in the country is getting worse. We are suffering more and more. That's what 8 months of Kais Saied's rule created. It's through such regular and repeated demonstrations that we can take back our right to be represented within the framework of our modern constitution in legislative assemblies that are directly and freely elected. President Kais Saied was elected in 2019. In July last year, he seized full powers by dismissing his prime minister and suspending the parliament, a parliament he decided to dissolve last month after some MPs held an online session to revoke his decrees.